County authorities have arrested a woman in the murder of a 9-year-old girl.
That's right. Tyshell Martin was dating and at times living with the girl's father, but Martin is the only one charged. West 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox has the disturbing details about this case.
No answer at this home in a middle-class neighborhood near Lake Apopka's North Shore, but the Lake County Sheriff's Office says inside, 9-year-old Jamaria Sessions was tortured, beaten, burned, bitten, and kicked until she died June 17th.
I'm diving into this shocking true crime story where a woman is accused of killing her stepdaughter with a 100-pound Rottweiler, and I'm going to uncover all the details and see if I can piece together what really happened. Today we're exploring a tragic case that raises important questions about family dynamics, pet ownership, and responsibility. A woman stands accused of facilitating the brutal attack that took her stepdaughter's life, allegedly using her massive Rottweiler as a deadly weapon. The complex web of relationships between the woman, her stepdaughter, and the powerful dog is at the heart of this devastating incident. What drove this family to the point of such a heinous crime? Was it a gradual buildup of tension, or did one event trigger the entire ordeal? As we delve deeper into the story, it's clear that the relationship between the woman and her stepdaughter was strained, to say the least. The stepdaughter, who had been living with the woman and her father, had a history of disagreements and conflicts with her stepmom. At the same time, the 100-pound Rottweiler, often seen as a symbol of loyalty and protection, played a significant role in their lives, serving as both a companion and a means of intimidation. But were there warning signs that something like this might happen? Were there moments when they should have stepped in, or were there times when they should have reevaluated the situation? These are just some of the questions we'll be exploring in this true crime story. The woman's past, her relationship with the stepdaughter, and the history of the dog all come into play when we're trying to understand what led to this tragedy.
County authorities have arrested a woman in the murder of a 9-year-old girl.
That's right. Tyshell Martin was dating and at times living with the girl's father, but Martin is the only one charged. West 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox has the disturbing details about this case.
No answer at this home in a middle-class neighborhood near Lake Apopka's North Shore, but the Lake County Sheriff's Office says inside, 9-year-old Jamaria Sessions was tortured, beaten, burned, bitten, and kicked until she died June 17th.
There's just really no way to wrap one's mind around this. When you read this type of abuse and this type of behavior, there's no answers. No matter what type of answers we get, it's not going to explain it. It's not going to account for it. It's just literally unfathomable.
I already have a private attorney.
You have a private attorney? Okay.
34-year-old Tyshell Martin has been arrested and charged with murder. She's the girlfriend of the child's father, who, so far, is not a suspect in this deadly abuse case. The girl attended Grassy Lake Elementary School with at least one of her siblings. I talked with some of the neighbors here, and they didn't want to talk to us on camera, but they did say that it was not unusual for animal control and law enforcement to be here at this home. The arrest affidavit reveals some answers. Security cameras in the home not only captured physical abuse, but at one point, Sessions being viciously attacked by the family pet, a 103-pound male Rottweiler, as Jamaria was just out of frame. However, Tyshell Martin could be seen holding the leash of the dog and is heard encouraging the dog to bite Jamaria Sessions as Jamaria laid on the floor. Detectives say the home's security videos show constant abuse.
They got the act of Tyshell Martin severely, savagely beating Jamaria in the nights leading up to her death.
Martin is being held without bond, pending her arraignment next month. In Lake County, Greg Fox, West 2 News.
West 2 News tried to speak with Jamaria Sessions' father, but he did not return our messages.
9-year-old Jamaria Sessions was found dead back in June in Montverde. Fox 35 News first brought you the story then as deputies were trying to figure out how she died. And tonight, they say they have some tragic answers.
Deputies say this woman beat the little girl and instructed her dog to attack her. Fox 35's Marie Edinger joins us live now. So, Marie, this woman was the girlfriend of the young girl's dad?
That's exactly right. Deputies are calling this the worst case of abuse they have ever seen in Lake County. Jamaria Sessions had two grandmothers who she'd stayed with in the past, and we spoke exclusively with both of them today.
That's a baby. That's a baby. A beautiful little girl not gone.
Of a 9-year-old baby. 9.
9-year-old Jamaria Sessions was found dead in June. Now we know she was tortured and brutally beaten, allegedly by her father's girlfriend, Tashelle Martin.
This is the worst case of aggravated child abuse we've ever seen.
Martin's arrest affidavit says while her other kids watched, she sicked her 103-pound Rottweiler on Jamaria, then kicked and beat her.
There was no reason to hurt my granddaughter.
The home was full of security cameras, which deputies say caught the attacks on video. In one video, Martin is heard saying, "I'm fixing to kill her," according to the affidavit.
The world needs to know evil when they see it, so her picture needs to be everywhere. If I had the money, I would invest in a billboard in every state. So
the sheriff's office says that was far from the first instance of abuse. Martin is accused of beating her as a form of punishment and making her run with her hands above her head.
I don't have the words to describe it. It's unimaginable and completely inhumane.
So where was Jamaria's father? The sheriff's office says he left the home because he and Martin were fighting. His daughters have lived with each of their grandmothers in the past. Both told me today they want custody of the children. And now they want maximum punishment for the woman accused of killing their granddaughter.
You gotta explain to her sister what happened to her sister. She's not gonna understand that. She's only 6 years old.
the justice that she deserves is not what the state does.
No one else has been charged in this case, though the Lake County Sheriff's Office says the investigation is active and ongoing. Martin is being held on no bond. Live in Lake County, Marie Edinger, Fox 35 News.
Begin with that breaking news first at 4. The father of a 9-year-old girl who was murdered is now under arrest.
In the last 2 hours, deputies announced the arrest of Lajuan Sessions. His girlfriend, Ty Martin, is already in jail, charged with the murder of Jamaria Sessions. Detectives say she used the family dog to attack the girl. West 2's investigative reporter Greg Fox talked with Jamaria's grandmother and with a neighbor who says the same dog attacked them. A warning, some of the details are disturbing.
Jamaria Sessions was just 9 years old, but she had big plans to become a veterinarian. She loved animals. But this animal, a 103-pound Rottweiler belonging to her father's girlfriend, played a role in the girl's murder inside the home where she lived in Montverde.
How could someone do a child like that?
Althea Chenault is Jamaria's maternal grandmother, who cared for her and a younger sister after their mom died of leukemia 2 years ago. She was horrified to hear that Jamaria was found dead June 17th, nude, and had a significant number of abrasions, small punctures, burns, possible bite marks, and bruising covering her body. Also, it appeared that the dog had bitten the child's head.
How he tortured her all night. I didn't even sleep for an hour. Just it's playing back in my head how they said she drugged her and her blood was there, how she just was getting bit up.
Tashelle Martin, the girlfriend of Jamaria's father, is charged with first-degree murder. Detectives say security video inside the home shows her kicking and dragging the girl and encouraging the dog to bite her. Jamaria's father, Lajuan Sessions, is now charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child. Jamaria's grandmother believes anyone who was aware of the abuse should face maximum punishment for causing or hiding abuse leading up to her death. You can see in several photos a bandaged arm and in others, dog bite marks.
And she got tortured all these days. We don't know how long she was there, suffering and pain.
According to records obtained by West 2 Investigates, there were 10 complaints about animals at this home from November 2021 through mid-June. In one of those complaints, a neighbor says that he was attacked by the Rottweiler.
And I look up and he's lunging through the air at me. Big dog, big Rottweiler.
Dennis Beller says he was terrified at the time. He shared this photo of his bloody hand and told us how he fought back.
And I start punching him. And he backs off then. And I'm bleeding. Blood's running down my arm off my elbow.
But the dog was allowed to remain in the home and, according to detectives, was used by Ty Martin as a weapon on Jamaria Sessions. In Lake County, Greg Fox, West 2 News.
According to the sheriff's office, Animal Services took Ty Martin's Rottweiler and euthanized it.
Like what it do, ayy. I just put her to the shawty swerving in that cool, ayy. Cheeky, I don't let her